I'm Nathan Scott, and this is Breakdown, a series on game design. If you're watching this the day it was uploaded, then today is the 4th anniversary of Twitch Plays Pokemon's launch. If you didn't hear about it, someone live-streamed Pokemon Red, and anyone could type commands in the chat. The game would register the commands and do anything the chat told it to, aside from turning off the game. It was huge on Twitch for a while. The channel got over 55 million views in a week and a half, and it won several awards, including a world record. It still gets hundreds of views to this day, 4 years later. But as weird and kind of goofy as it was, it broke a barrier that nothing really had before. In The Art of Game Design, Jesse Schell wrote about different venues, which are basically different places where people play games or interact with each other. One of those venues is known as the theater, which doesn't have to be a physical theater. He defines it as where a large number of people gather to witness something together. When it comes to games, that could be in person, an esports tournament or something along those lines. Or, Jesse Schell says, it could even be a live stream. As long as a lot of people are gathered to watch the same thing, it still has a theater-like feel to it because you're sharing something with everyone else watching. But it's inherently difficult to make a theater environment interactive. So difficult that as of 2008, when The Art of Game Design was written, nothing had done it with a lot of success. The problem is that the interactivity is watered down proportionally by the number of people watching. Having more people means that everyone voting on something or interacting with something often makes it less interesting for each person. Games want to be different for every person, whereas movies or other theater experiences want to be the same. Something about how quirky and different Twitch Plays Pokemon was, combined with it having a common goal that everyone can help achieve, made it catch on almost immediately. Because your actions directly affected the game, you weren't just watching someone else play, you could also be a part of it. Having more people playing at once made the experience more interesting, instead of taking away from it. The game wouldn't be fun if you were the only one there. It works because of everyone else watching, not in spite of them. It's worth noting that about a week into the stream, they added an option for democracy instead of anarchy if enough people voted for it. Democracy made the game only read the action that the majority of the chat input in the last few seconds, instead of just reading every single action that got typed in. But the democracy mode was almost universally seen as not very fun and against the spirit of the game, despite probably being a more efficient way to beat the game. It ended up only really being used in a couple absolutely necessary places. The majority of the time, people kept it on anarchy. But that shows even more that people didn't want to vote on their shared theatrical experience. They wanted it to be truly crowdsourced, with everyone an equal part of the collective chaos that somehow managed to finish the entire game in 2 weeks. Twitch Plays Pokemon was a weird social experiment that nothing else has really recreated. It might take something else just as unique to make an interactive theater experience be popular again, but at the very least, it proved that it's possible. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe. By the way, I did a collaboration video with a gaming YouTuber about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. He's playing a round of the game while I talk about the design of different elements as he gets to them. If that sounds interesting, there's a link right there. Alright, thanks for watching.